Hey guys, it's Wednesdays with Chasey Poo, and today we're talking about top dysphoria. We've talked about bottom dysphoria, we've talked about voice and transition and all this stuff, but it's a while that we haven't talked about top dysphoria. So I actually was gonna do I just filmed another video and I was about to I took off my shirt and I was gonna film the video and I was like, I can't film my video on top dysphoria shirtless because that's rude to people who have top dysphoria. So I have a story for you if you have never heard it before. Some of you might have. I am 3 years post-op top surgery with Dr. Garamoni. I'll show you near the end of the video, by the way. Just a little clickbait. In 2012, I decided to have top surgery, okay? I know, that was 4 years ago, not 3. Calm your titties. Oh my god, literally, calm down. That was rude. In 2012, I decided to have top surgery, so I scheduled it for like July something, and I fundraised and I was excited, and then I realized I'm doing this way too fucking quickly. This is too fast for me. I'm not ready for this, so I canceled my top surgery, and I saved my money for whenever I was gonna get top surgery, because I knew it was gonna be eventually. It wasn't gonna be now, but it was gonna be soon. So I waited. And as horrible as this sounds, I'm really glad that I waited because something absolutely fucking horrible happened like 5 days before I was scheduled to have top surgery, where it kind of would have not ruined the top surgery experience, but like I actually don't think I would have been able to have top surgery. And that thing would have happened no matter what. So like, I don't know, it's kind of fucked up of me to like mention that, but I always think about that. Like yeah, whatever. I don't want to get into it. It was like hard, but yeah. So anyways, I was actually in Florida too when I was supposed to have I was just hanging out with Zusha and whatever, their family. So I decided, let me just wait. So the whole summer I spent binding. If you've ever been in Montreal during August, you would know how horrible it is. Now it's actually August and the beginning of September are literally disgusting. When is fall? We don't have fall anymore. It goes summer, then there's like 1 week of like, is this fall? And then it's winter. Are you kidding me? Whatever. That's what happened with summer too. It was winter, 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 and then it was like, oh, it's nice, is it spring? And then it was winter again after 1 day of spring, and then it was summer, and you're just like, what is this bullshit? So anyways, after that, and after, I think I went to Scotland for Christmas, no, for whatever, in December, and then I was upstate New York for Christmas, and I guess that, like, I don't know, I guess that I just, like, realized that, like, I can't live like this. Like, I'm glad that I waited. I am so glad that I waited because I wasn't ready. So instead I decided I had to schedule my top surgery for, May of 2013, which is when I had surgery. And I always think, I'm like, some people would kill to have top surgery so quickly, and I had so much top dysphoria, but I wasn't ready. And it's okay to have top dysphoria and not be ready. And like, I think it was just I was too connected to the feeling of my nips, and I was scared that I was gonna lose those, which I did, but like the feeling, not the nips. But I think after a while I realized this is actually worth it because I can't keep binding. I want to be able to go to the beach. I want to be able to be comfortable. I want to be able to breathe and do things again, because having like the titty made me feel so constricted physically and emotionally because I wasn't able to do anything. So it really hurt me, but when I actually scheduled my top surgery, I didn't feel like it was gonna happen until it happened. And when I was there, I was anxiety, but I'm glad that I had top surgery when I did. I'm glad that I waited a year. It's like me with hormones. I was on hormones for a year and then I went off for 10 months. And I'm so glad that I did. I don't regret that at all because it made me realize this is who I actually am. I put my toe in, I took it out because I was like, ooh, is this me? And then I was like, fuck, I need to put my whole body in because I'm cold out here. I need to go back in. So I guess I need to do that. That's me, right? I need to like dip my toe in and then come out and then be like, think about it a little bit, reflect. I do a lot of like self-therapy inside my head because I can't afford therapy. So it's like oh, should I do this? Is this logical? Is this rational? Is it da 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 da? So I do a lot of thinking. Sometimes I'm too much in my head, but when I'm in that thinking mode, I do think a lot about like, I'm really glad that I went off of tea. I'm really glad that I waited a year until I had surgery, and then I'm really glad I went back on tea and stuff like that. Anyways, that's what I wanted to share because I know some people really struggle with like, I want top surgery, but I don't have top dysphoria. Or I have top dysphoria, but I don't want top surgery. So what do you do then? I'm sure someone else will discuss that, how to like deal with top dysphoria without having top surgery, because I'm really more of like the surgical, that's what I did. But other things that I did really was I binded. Please don't bind with 2 binders. Ash used to do that, or 3 binders. My old oh my God, people, your ribs. I literally have gotten messages from people like, oh, I binded, my binder was really tight, I wore another one over it, and now my 2 ribs are broken, and I can't bind for the next, like, I don't know, 6 weeks. And I was like, oh my goodness. So please, let that story be like an example. Don't bind if it's too tight. You could do other things. I wasn't like super flat in the beginning of binding. It's just from binding for so many years that my chest became so flat. But I also knew what to wear. I wore a lot of button-ups or button-downs, whatever, that had like patterns and checkers and stuff like that. So it kind of like gave you an illusion. Anyway, so that was my experience, but I'm sure someone also discussed about that. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say, and I have a great week. Love you. Bye. Oh, I forgot to show you my chest because that's rude, but I'm sure you've seen it. Here it is. Okay, love you. Bye.